NT Hoops.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got Mr. Killa, Marlon Mcshane. What, you sophomore this year?
Yes, sir.
Due to COVID, I don't know what grade nobody in no more. Just kind of give the people a brief description about you. Just, tell them your name, school, position.
My name is Marlon Mcshane. Go to Hamilton High School, class 2024, point guard.
Alright, Marlon. Stranger to these TNT projects. So just let's kind of get started. To give people a little rough draft about your what should we say? What I should call it? What we call it? Background, I guess, or accomplishments. 6th grade, PCA. So what was you playing on a 7th, 8th grade team, 6th grade?
Yes, sir.
Won state ring in the private school league, which sometimes people don't respect, but for you playing up in age, it still was an accomplishment for you. Would you say that was pretty easy for you?
Yes, sir. It was easy.
Okay. Well, that kind of describes the skill that we're talking about here. And I remember Marlon. I played. Matter of fact, I coached against him this 6th grade year, and you was just out there shooting the lights out. So we'll kind of skip that, but just to throw it under there. Now we're gonna go to 7th grade. That 7th grade was kind of unique now that I'm thinking about it, cause you was at 2 schools, right?
Yes, sir. I went to Lorange, then I transferred to Leicester. Correct.
So I mean, what was the difference in between those 2 schools? Between the coaching and the players. I know a lot of y'all are cool, but we're just talking like the difference intensity from coach. Who was the coach at Lorenz at the time?
Coach Jarvis.
Okay, so what was the kind of the intensity level difference between Coach Jarvis and Coach Steve?
I feel like transferring from Lorange to Coach Steve, I feel like Coach Steve let me really play my game.
Okay. So when y'all was going towards state that first year, how did you feel and what kind of role did you play in Leicester that playoff season?
I feel like I was happy because I never been down that road before, and the role I played was like I added another scorer to the team to help my teammates LaMarcus and Woody.
Okay. And you guys, y'all all in high school now, and we're going summer now. Summer after the first time winning the state ring. How was that? Who did you play for summer ball that year after that first year?
Team Hudson.
Team Hudson. So how was the experience with that?
We was going out of town to a lot of places. I still played with some of some of my school ball teammates.
Okay. So now after that, first 48 league, you did your thing, got yourself ready for school ball next season. Now you basically was an 8th grader, aka a senior in middle school. Now you're the head man in a sense for Leicester going in for the 2nd state title. So kind of explain the difference between the road for that first state title from that 2nd state title. Was it harder? Was it easier? Was it more pressure on you? Kind of explain that.
I felt that it was more pressure on me because I had to step in a bigger role than I did 7th grade.
Okay. Now you got the 2nd state ring, and now we're stepping into 9th grade. What school you was going to? What was it? Overton?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So going through that summer, and then I guess kind of COVID hit, so it kind of like put a cease on everything. So how did you keep your game? How did you stay in shape, and how did you elevate your game to become kind of how the player you are now?
I stayed in the gym every day.
Okay. What's some of the people that you work with, or some of the people that help you get to that point?
Really, just Coach Cowboy.
Okay. So shout out to Coach Cowboy. What's some of the things that he had you do to get you prepped for the game for the next level?
Learning how to be a better ball handler on the high school level, talking on defense, playing better defense.
Okay. So with you're stepping in your sophomore, right?
Yes, sir.
So stepping into your sophomore year, I know that you played a little bit with the Bulldogs organization, which they was traveling a lot, so you got to play a lot of different talent, and then also for Coach Cowboy playing with the team Magic, you got to travel around and got to play a lot of high elite level talent. So just kind of explain, if you do remember, some of the matchups that you had against elite level talent that was kind of hard, but also made you better as a player.
I think I played Game Elite 17U with my 17U team. Team Thad with my 15U Magic team.
So how was the experience in playing 17U? What was the difference in playing 17U from 15U, or did the game kind of felt the same for you?
Nah, it was kind of harder because I had to play bigger and better players.
Okay. So with you stepping into this sophomore year, I know with COVID kind of going on, hopefully it doesn't take this season away. But what do you plan to produce and bring to Hamilton to hopefully even get to the state this year, or just in general to help the program?
I hope to bring me being a leader for my team, the point guard, to make a state championship run.
Okay. So I know that I usually don't do this, but we're gonna bring up one of your biggest fans, your mother. Just kind of explain a little bit on how she helps your game in a sense as being your biggest fan and always getting you to these places for the games and training.
She's always there for me. She pushes me to go harder every time I step on the court for my future.
Okay then, Marlon. So if you have any shout outs before we end this interview, who would you like to shout out?
I want to shout out my school, Hamilton High School, Coach Cowboy, all my teammates, my grandma, my granddad, my mom and my dad, and my sister and brother.
All right. Appreciate you for coming through.
Yes, sir.